Hi, this is Zach here with the weekend edition of the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe. It is Saturday, the 31st of May. Starting off with the S&P, which is within this consolidation we've had between 5770, which was kind of expected, and the resistance on the way down back in March towards 6,000. Looking for a break of that range, hopefully to the upside, especially given Friday's hammer candle. Best case, I suppose, at the moment is up to 6,300. Maybe as soon as the end of next month. Obviously, we have the year highs towards 6150 in the way of that. On the downside, perhaps there's an opportunity to fill that gap down to 5680 or even the 50-day line, 5605, but it does look as though the support from the late March resistance is the new support. Moving on to the Nasdaq, and here it's also been a decent fight back and strong handle on Friday as well, with the market basically giving us a cork and water rebound, filling the gap there from back on the 23rd of May and then bouncing strongly towards the close. We're looking for a break of 23,500 to give us a move as high as 21,300 to give us a move to up to 22,800 by the end of next month. Obviously, that would take out the February resistance area towards 22,200. On the downside, not expecting anything lower really than the 20,600 area at the top of that gap higher that we had on the 12th of May. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Basel Medical Group, and here, as if by magic, the market has hit the top of that triangle there, $6.60, let's call it. At end of day close above that, we have a new leg up towards $10 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above the old resistance around the $5.40 level before we do that, or in the run-up to us doing that. Moving along to the situation at Clene, and here we've got a break of the 50-day line, the first proper one since back in December. Looking for the market to hit the top of that broadening triangle there from back in March as high as $3.90, and looking for it to do that by the end of next month while we're above the 50-day line at $2.95, also backed by bullish divergence with the low for May but higher RSI trace. On to DDC, which has had quite a few mentions here in the recent past. We were looking for this market to hit the top of that falling trend channel from back in August. That level was $5.90. Above that, now we're looking for up to $9 by the end of next month. Presumably that could happen much sooner. Moving on to the next situation, which I think is a new one for us, and it is high roller. Here you can see that we've got a broadening triangle base, and after a lot of basing around that we've had so far this year, the shares pushing through and now rising 50-day line above recent resistance, March resistance around $4, looking for $6 by the end of June. Good return appearance by Imunon, and here you can see that this looks like a mid-move consolidation, just breaking out of that on Friday, looking for $3.30 by the end of next month, which is the top of that broadening triangle from back in August. Very sharp turnaround, rather volatile, but looks as though the shares are on their way. Another frequent flyer of late has been Livewire, and here you can see why. We hit our first target there, $4.30. Above that, looking for a new leg higher, $6.50 by the end of next month, which is the main resistance, post-August resistance for the shares. Ideally, they stay on the right side of the recent resistance, Thursday's resistance around $3.70, ahead of a move to $6. Oxbridge is next, and here we have a situation where looks like we're starting a turnaround, hopefully a W-shaped one. The initial resistance is $2.50, which hopefully will be done in some days. Best case would be up to $3.70 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above that 50-day line, $1.73, and the floor of the channel in the meantime. Moving along to SDM, otherwise known as Smart Digital, and here we're guessing one of our favorite games, guessing where the top of the channel is. At the moment, it looks like it could be towards the $10 zone, and we're looking for that target while we're above the low of Friday, which was $5.31 on an end-of-day close basis. RSI pushed above neutral 50, and a very strong candle for Friday, opening at the low, closing at the high. Next up is Starz, and here, another situation where we're guessing where the top of the channel is. At the moment, the guess is that it is up towards $30, looking for that by the end of next month, while we're above recent broken resistance at $18. Could be the case that we can even stay above the $20 mark ahead of a move towards the $30 area. Nice chart coming up for United Homes, and here, third day above the 50-day line, which is quite an achievement. Looking for the top of that rising trend channel base, $4.30 by the end of next month, while we're above the 50-day moving average at $2.33. Ideally, we have days above the recent resistance towards $2.80 ahead of that move to $4 plus. Finishing off with Verb Technology, and here, unfull gap to the upside on Friday. It's looking pretty impressive, and rising trend channel there, heading for the $13.60 area, hopefully by the end of June, and especially while we're above recent broken resistance, $6.70. That's it for me today. More updates over the course of Monday.